fan favorites, and well, a lot of people think they're going to win this year. Jason and Michael Myers of the Horror Connection taking on Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, the Street Fighters, returning Ken Masters and Ryu, who we saw return recently, and of course the X-Men, Wolverine and Colossus, joining forces to represent the X-Men in this tag team open invitational. This should be interesting, and it is square dance rules, folks, which means, yep, all hell breaks loose. That's right. Till one team is left. A lot of pandemonium, folks. As Colossus already trying to get rid of Jay. Wolverine trying to get rid of Michael Myers. And Ken Masters and the Street Fighters and the Horror Connection have a history, as they have faced off each other in the past. And they go pretty good toe-to-toe, as Jason decides to go outside the ring to help out Myers. But he forgets about Ken Masters, who is right behind him, as Wolverine is trying to get rid of Michael Myers. That's pretty smart of Wolverine. He probably knows that Michael Myers and Jason are probably the biggest threat in this thing, and they are a lot of fan favorites here. We'll see if they can live up to the hype. They are the current Universal Tag Team Champions, is the Horror Connection right now. They actually took them away from Jay and Silent Bob, actually. So there's a history between those guys, a new one. Jason's got Ken out. Ken reverses. DDT. Colossus got Ken rolled up, and Silent Bob was in there to stop it. Ryu's on the outside, just staring a hole. I don't know why he's not getting involved. They're just staring at him, and Ryu is out on his feet. Oh, and Colossus just woke him up, I guess. Maybe he was in one of those trances he gets in. We've seen that happen before with guys that get starstruck. Oh, and Jay and Silent Bob with a nice takedown. And Jay with a boot to the face of Ken Masters, and the Wolverine from behind. Jason and Kevin Smith and Silent Bob is stalking Ryu. Wolverine thrown to the outside by Michael Myers. And Jason, what's he doing? Oh, Jason flies. And Myers goes for the pin as Jason goes to eliminate Wolverine, but the referee is way tied up. Referee not even paying attention on the other side of the ring. The referee, I told you, the referees are really confused when there's so many big guys in the ring. Especially when you get the likes of the Horror Connection, you got the Street Fighters, and then you got Jay and Silent Bob, and never mind the X-Men. How would you know how to call the action? I feel bad for the bastard. Jason goes for a pin on Ken Masters. Ryu, though, not going to stand for that as Ryu saves the day. And Jay thanked him with a right hand and a discus clothesline. And Silent Bob taking it to Colossus on the inside. There's a pin attempt. But again, referee nowhere to be found on either man who was pinned. Wolverine taking it to Myers on the outside. And Silent Bob is all fired up. And Jay was working out there too. But now Ken Masters is in the ring fighting with Silent Bob. Jason drops Ryu face first off the apron. And Colossus using that strength up and down goes Jay. He's taken out of the equation for the time being. And now he turns his attention onto Myers. Colossus probably could go probably match size with both Jay and Jason and Michael Myers. But I don't know about toughness. We've never actually seen him go one-on-one with anybody in the Horror Connection. But although I would tell you, that would probably be entertaining as hell to watch Colossus go after the Horror Connection. And Jay getting, Silent Bob getting a right hand from Ken. Maya's trying to get rid of Wolverine. And Jason is still picking apart Ryu. This goes back to when Ryu broke up his pin attempt, I guess. When Jason tried getting rid of Ken Masters. Jason just turned. Oh, there goes Myers. Uh-oh. And fan favorites are down by 1 as Michael Myers has been eliminated. And Silent Bob just crashed and burned with an elbow. Jason goes back to the outside, maybe to pick apart the pieces of Ken Master of Ryu. Measures Ryu. There's a clothesline. I believe Kevin Smith is. I believe Silent Bob has been eliminated. Ryu gets a 2 count. Jason gets a 2 count. He's the last of the Horror Connection left in the ring. And Ken. Ken just might have made a mistake by pissing off Jason. Jason almost eliminated him. Face first into the canvas. Jason could beat these probably guys by himself. And he might have to if he wants to win. And how about that? Silent Bob wraps up Colossus. I would say that's a bit of an upset. And Jay there's a curb stomp by Jay onto Ryu. And Jason has Ken Masters tied up, and the referee's not even paying attention. Ken Masters should have been tapped up, but the referee was not even paying attention. And Jay Jay gets rid of Ryu, and now looks like he's going to try to get rid of Ken. And it looks like Jason's going to get rid of Wolverine. Nope, gets a 2 count. So Jay and Silent Bob are still our full team. Everybody else is split up, as you got 1 guy of each of the other teams left. As Jay looks to try to get rid of Wolverine, Ken Masters looks like he's trying to get. Oh, there goes Wolverine, courtesy of the fan favorite Jason Voorhees of the Horror Connection. And Ken Masters almost knocked out Silent Bob. Jason takes him down. Jason looks fantastic in this match, folks. He's doing really incredible for a guy that was by himself since the beginning. Almost the first elimination was Myers, which is surprising. So Jason does the dirty work. Ken Masters goes to pick the pieces, but Silent Bob was right there to stop that. Uh-oh. That's okay. Jason decided he was going to take liberties with Jay, as Ken Masters goes to eliminate Silent Bob. Gets a 2 count. Jason looking to get a submission out of Jay. It would be only fitting that Jay would lose to Jason, the original bad boy of Crystal Lake. And Silent Bob thrown to the outside of the ring, as Ken Masters now, he might have just pissed off Jason as he lights him up with kicks. But Jason's still on his feet. Ken Masters a little frustrated. The boot, 1 boot from Jason took down Masters. Masters hit him with like 6 kicks. And now Jason has Ken up, drives him headfirst into the turnbuckle, and down goes Ken. Jay drops an elbow. Jason with a kick. And now looking for a submission, it looks like. Oh, that's very painful, I would imagine. If Jason Voorhees put a submission on me, I know I would not feel good about it. Jason looking for a submission, which is a rarity for him. But he's left. And Jay and Silent Bob are a complete team right now. As Jay now and Silent Bob putting the rights and lefts to Jason Voorhees, and Voorhees is down. Finally, courtesy of Silent Bob. And here comes Jay off this corner. Oh! And now looks Jason try to pull himself up, and he does. That's a mistake on Jay's Silent Bob's part. A clothesline takes down Silent Bob. Ken trying to get rid of Jay, and does. It's down to a triple threat, folks. One of these guys is going to represent their team. It's either going to be the Horror Connection, the Street Fighters, or Jay and Silent Bob, the Clerks. Can Ken win for the Street Fighters? He's been off for a little while, Ken, but I guess he's earned his stripes since he's the last one standing for his team. Michael Myers was eliminated, the second person, or the first person eliminated. So Jay's been holding it together up until that point. I've never seen Jason tap out. Silent Bob looking for a tap out. I don't think you're going to get it out of Jason Voorhees. And Ken from behind. And the only way these guys are going to win if they team up on Jason. And now he's going for another submission, which is impressive. Is Jason going to tap for the first time in his career? I've never seen Jason tap. If Jason taps, that's impressive. I think he might have been knocked out, but he's not tapped out. And Ken goes to pick up the pieces and goes for a pin. What a cheap asshole. And Silent Bob now has Ken up. Silent Bob looking to close this thing out and take it back for the Clerks. That was the KT. That was the. Uh-oh. And that's it, folks. The Clerks win. I told you anything can happen here on Dream Masters, ladies and gentlemen, and it just did. Look at this. Look at this action earlier. Who would have guessed the X-Men would be completely annihilated? Who would have guessed that the fan favorites, the Horror Connection, would be down one guy in the end, which was Michael Myers? And if you guys guessed that Jay and Silent Bob, the Clerks, and Jay and Silent Bob have struck back and hard. So that's good for them. All right, folks. More action coming your way.